Always hung out with the girls. Always hung out with the girls. Always hung out with the girls. The girls, they accepted me.
And we're live. Yeah, sorry about that. That was technical problems. That's partially my bad. I also lost track of time. Hi, welcome to the Fluid Voice. I am Ozma In The Dark, here with lovely co-hosts. Oh no, did you step on something, Christy? Perfect. I still use she, they pronouns. Perfect.
Yes, he, him pronouns. How's it going? When you get you're burrowed into a technical issue, you can lose track of time.
And BB and Karen, those are regulars in my channel.
Yeah.
Hey. It's not my fault. Whose fault? I blame Obama.
Yes, that was our wonderful guest tonight, who's on Funky Gamez on Twitch. And now I can hear myself again. A little bit. Regardless, let's just roll with it. We're rolling with everything. Christy, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm still satisfied with she, her.
Yes, like the basic pleb you are.
I am basic. I am the basic bitch. You know that.
Mike, Karen, hush up.
Oh, now I'm having trouble hearing you. Now I'm having trouble. Oh my god. Is this technical thing just going to be like the entire episode? Am I right?
I told you this happens every single time on my Twitch channel.
So we are talking about LGBTQ communities in gaming. Because
probably say Perfict is here too.
Oh, well, yeah, I forgot to mention Perfict's name. I mentioned Perfict when you were fixing something, because I was like, Perfict, quick, do something while Christy is doing something at the same time. It's a secret.
That's what it's all about.
You got yanked off screen like a Muppet as soon as she was introducing you.
Oh yeah, well you know. If anybody's read my Facebook recently, I'm having some trouble. So
I think we are all having some sort of trouble.
It's time to start the music. It's time to write the life. It's time to get started on Fluid Voice tonight.
Yeah, I can't make out any of it.
I don't know. I could make out. I could make out.
I don't know. It's the opening to the Muppet Show.
Yeah. But like,
I don't know the name of the song, but
it's. Oh, why is it so? Oh, no! This is bothering me. This is bothering me to no end. Why? Why is technical issues attacking us?
You know, I'm wondering. I'm wondering also if there's feedback coming when you cut off the volume on the meet. And we'll give it a second to get the delay. You can't hear a thing?
You're chipping, so I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah.
Well, for a temporary solution, address yourself directly to the microphone. Try not to turn away from it, but don't go too close to the microphone because that seems to make it start breaking up. It starts
So what about
distorting.
this right here?
Can make it out, but
That's pretty good. Could be a
Um,
little bit further away.
So
Keep like 3 inches between you and the
that's
mic.
much better.
Yeah.
okay, Phoenix says that she can't hear, well, she can hear the Charlie Brown effect, and Karen says it's muffled.
Yeah, it's really bad.
yeah. That's probably like the better way to explain it currently.
Sorry, I was
Charlie
using-
Brown teacher effect. Charlie Brown teacher effect is different. Is there maybe that's gonna be like maybe push to talk if there's a push to talk option, but I don't know that if there is. I don't know if that would help.
There is, but it's really not good.
Yeah, but that it isn't a problem with the voice capture threshold or some settings thing like that, I don't think.
That's what I'm checking right now. I also don't.
Well, wait.
You're coming in and out, but with being understood. Which
Okay,
means
wait.
There's some kind of feedback problem, and it's
Wait, what if? Well, what if you turn suppress background noise? Well, no, that was the problem before. I was gonna say suppress background noise back to low instead of auto, but
yeah.
I could try it. Okay, it's on low now.
okay.
That's
Try
the classic live mic problem of it sounds like you're in
try
a desert
medium.
windstorm.
Try medium.
Okay, now it's on medium.
You were easier to understand when it was on low, and
But
you
there's
had a
more
lot of hits.
background noise.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna try high.
Say something a little bit more.
Okay, give me a second here. What about now?
You're still a little bit.
Yeah, but it's a big
It's got to
improvement.
go. Low.
Yeah, but the background noise seems to be like a big factor in terms of things. Anything above low is big improvement. So anything above low, so medium or high is
Medium. Yeah, do medium. Just go with medium.
Okay, so
medium
what
is
about
yeah, I mean I can well I personally can hear you best on medium.
now?
It's not
Medium right
perfect.
now.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you're on medium right now. It's the best one. You're least likely to clip. I can hear you clearly. Everything is as good as it's going to get in terms of the time, I think.
Although I know what's wrong now, the fix is going to take a while, and that's something.
I don't want to spend more time.
Let us not make perfection the enemy of adequate. We'll go with adequate.
Yeah. Okay. As long as y'all can hear me.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a little bit of clipping there, but maybe just ignore all other advice and just I don't know. Ah.
If I knew anything I'd be working for, a lot more money than I'm doing now.
Now you're clipping like crazy again.
Well, it could just be a position and
That's what I'm wondering. If it's just a position.
I know what's wrong now, but basically you're overclocking your input, and but somehow it's sitting in the amplification.
Okay, so how about now?
I mean,
As a sample at work,
yeah.
As long as you speak clearly. I know that's not your thing, but you know.
Oh, that's mean.
It's not mean. That was me and Aaron. We've known each other for.
I love Christy, so she knows I'll put up a lot of shit. So okay, we're gonna have to run. So
Yeah. And there's a random chance of you being asked to repeat something, and then
not a problem.
yeah. So LGBTQ communities and gaming. Two of us are Twitch streamers, and one of us isn't it. Oh wait. No, I still cannot. No, I still cannot hear. Wait, what?
Sorry.
Was that in relation to the previous statement? Which statement counted? This is too complicated. I need to stop. Now I'm worried based off of chat. I can see desktop audio input, so.
Can anybody hear us in chat?
Okay, I didn't understand that. I can understand like about half of what you say perfectly fine.
Can anyone hear us in chat?
Can anyone hear what?
Can anyone hear us in chat?
Oh, us in chat. Yeah,
Anyone hear us-
well,
us
Phoenix
in
just
chat?
says I still cannot hear Aaron, which is weird, because
Yeah, because
I can hear everyone else except Aaron, and it's mostly just, I believe it's just recording desktop audio, so...
something must be going on.
Yeah, it's a bit of a complicated fix because once you did the thing where I got to hear all three
wait.
background noises, it was like, oh shit, I know exactly what this is. I wish I'd tried that earlier.
Wait,
And
let
it is
me-
it is a mic problem and it's an input problem. So
What's up,
it's a problem and it's an input problem. So
What's up, Patrick?
Okay, so like... Okay, so everyone can hear it. I sorry about the slight echo there. I was checking the YouTube chat, or not YouTube chat, the YouTube. I was playing it back from the YouTube. You sound about the same in the YouTube as you do here, so it's probably what we can't hear is probably what other people can't hear, and vice versa, or whatnot. And it's not. I don't think it's an all or nothing thing, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out later.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fun fact, I accidentally I booked you for 2 separate days because I thought you were 2 separate people. So you are booked for the 8th. So you can come back and the technical problems will be all solved.
It's Kismet.
Cross your fingers. I can't cross your fingers.
But yeah, so, like I mentioned, Perm also mentioned previous, at some point streaming temporarily on Twitch until it stopped being fun. But like me and you stream on Twitch. Christy's a part of a guild in a mobile game, and Perfict is our resident non-gamer guest. Actually, I can't remember much about
Non-gamer?
co-host, non-gamer. You're gamer by default.
And I left my first alliance after the queers are getting uppity lately because I wasn't out trans in my alliance. You know.
Gamer by
Okay, well, I'm going to leave now, so bye.
gamer by association
Gee.
Yeah.
or hashtag
Yeah.
said gamer.
Hashtag what, the game?
Said honorary gamer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm really gamer? Yeah.
So right now,
Oh.
right now, I'm in a large alliance, which is called Gay Harbor.
You're in what land?
Gay Harbor.
Yeah. But no, it's interesting because I think it's one of the things that doesn't get talked about a lot when you have like a bunch of conservative talking points about how there's all this LGBTQ stuff in games, and it's weird. There are a lot of LGBTQ gamers. It's not like all gamers are cis het, man.
Right.
Do you remember back when SOCOM was popular?
I don't know what that is.
I know what.
SOCOM,
Wait,
Navy SEALs.
is that the
The Navy SEALs thing that was pre where you played Navy SEALs.
Is that the one where you're doing high class missions? The name sounds familiar.
Right.
Like stealth
okay,
missions and whatnot. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Rainbow
background.
Six.
Well, yeah, pretty close.
Oh wait,
yeah.
SOCOM was the third-person shooter, wasn't it?
Yes. Where we played in
it used to be on. It used to be on the PlayStation.
Yep.
No, I know what you're talking about now. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Played in a fairly big clan, which was just full of gun-toting rednecks. And the rules were you were whatever gender you announced that you were. So it's not as I'm just saying.
I remember playing.
You would not think these guys would have no problem with it. They had no problem with it.
I've been playing MMORPGs for about 20 years, and I remember two of my favorites in that regard were Forsaken World and.
Sorry, your two favorite what?
My two favorite games, MMORPG, Forsaken World and Star Wars: The Old Republic. Both.
You're clipping again too badly to make you out.
Yeah. I was trying to catch that. Something for something. Oh, darn it. I was trying to figure it out. The MMOs.
So, is this any better?
No, not currently.
Okay, how about this?
A little bit better. Somewhat distorted.
See, you changed the focus so you were more directly into the mic, but then you also got closer. You need to. Yeah, the closeness isn't helping, but the direction, like it was, you're talking down a paper towel tube is what you got to think of it like.
So like this?
Well,
That works for me.
That sounds.
Yeah.
You're Christy. I feel like. Oh, hashtag Heathen is Heathen. Sorry. Asks, can you switch mics like you did on Twitch?
Is this any better?
Oh
Yes.
my god!
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay. Because I went to move, it's the cord, because I went to move it to get, to change the focus. And all of a sudden the computer goes, oh yeah, you have that mic. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh my god!
And Phoenix can even hear me.
Yes,
Oh, Lordy.
everyone can hear
Okay.
you. Okay,
Oh
problem
Lord,
solved.
y'all don't understand, okay? Because I'm Irish. I don't do long story short. So once you start hearing me, it ain't gonna stop. But anyway,
Yes.
so
There we go. We're on.
my two favorite online games were Forsaken World and Star Wars: The Old Republic. I say were, okay, because I've added a third one. I played Forsaken World for probably 10 years. And it's one of the 3 games I've actually spent real money on. And was in a queer-friendly queer-friendly guild. Some of them the guilds were toxic that I heard of, but I just happened to luck into. Some of them the guilds were toxic that I heard.
Wait, where are you? Sorry, what was the echo?
I don't
Someone
know.
watching the stream for a second. Oh, Christy, is that you?
But words we Emily said words, we have words. Yay, we have words. And then the other one is Star Wars. I don't want to monopolize it. So Star Wars: The Old Republic. I like that one too. And then for Elder Scrolls Online, I have 3,700 hours in the game.
Oh wow.
So I played that one a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. My problem is I wasn't very public about a lot of my stuff until recently. So I'm not the most experienced with career guilds. The first MMO I ever played was Fly for Fun, which is a Korean MMO because it was free. Fly for Fun, I feel like I played that for like a couple years. I did spend a little bit of money, but it was one of those games where it's like mostly cosmetic stuff or whatnot.
Right. The reason I started with Fly for Fun was because I was playing Rappels before that, and I believe it's made by the same company.
Oh wait, yeah, that sounds familiar. Is that the game where you're sort of like a fighting shooting game where you play on teams against like monsters or something?
No, well you can, it's like other MMORPGs where you can do the guild stuff and whatever, and you usually don't survive long. I mean, you can get resurrected, but as an individual gamer, you don't survive long without the guilds and stuff. But I had to quit the game because it just got to be too toxic with, it wasn't so much being anti-queer as it was just, people were, because it was pay to win. So people were coming in, spending $200, $300 on a card. Okay. And, when you're starting out, ooh, I got a sword, I'm level 2 and killing rabbits. Okay. Like in South Park, you're killing all these goats or rabbits or whatever. And then they just come along with a, hammer or sword or whatever, being level 15, just die, and you die right away.
Yeah, no.
Just to be jerks, and I was like, nah, I'm tired of that.
Yeah, no, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was definitely a problem. No, the Fly for Fun was interesting because they used to have like mods would summon like the end boss in the town every once in a while, and I loved those events where they're just like 3 of the end boss and like everyone has to fight it, and it's just like because they were a bit fast and loose. I
played Forsaken World, PWI, 7 Core, City of Steam, Chaos Tales, Undertales, Star Wars Online, the Old Republic, Lord of the Rings Online, Dungeons and Dragons Online.
Ooh. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of I was gonna be like, I played Dungeons and Dragons Online. I did not play much of Dungeons and Dragons Online. I played my brain was thinking of
you got wooed by WoW. That's all. The good game studio. Don't give me that.
Well,
I started playing WoW only like recently. Oh, sorry, Christy.
I'm supposed to be playing Dungeons and Dragons Online with our next week guest. So.
And then what was the other game? I know, but a lot of them I just didn't like the mechanics or whatever. And now in fact, it's still downloading, but because I build I say build. They're all plug and play nowadays, but I build / and repair and maintain computers and laptops and stuff as a hobby. So I'm building a laptop, a Linux laptop for my grandson. He's 14. And I'm downloading Secret World Legends and installing it on there. I've already got it on my laptop because I have a gaming laptop. I spent, because when my taxes and I saved up money and whatever, I think I spent like $1,500 on it.
Oh wow!
So yeah,
that sounds cheap for like a gaming laptop. That's smart buying.
This was 2 years ago. I went and installed which one was it? Elder Scrolls Online. And I played it for like 10 minutes, and I thought, it was doing really good. My FPS was like 70. I thought, okay, I'm going to go in, and because I had the Auto Wizard do it, I'm going to go in and up the graphics to see what I can get. Right? It was already on max graphics. I was like, oh, that'll work.
Yeah, no, that's good. And I have a cheap gaming PC. It's a gaming PC. It's just whatever I could get. I got a graphics card before as cheaply as I could, and that was before the boom, or not
Right.
boom, the weird Bitcoin thing.
Right.
So, and I already forgot the name of my graphics card. It's an okay graphics card, and I've got a good processor, the good cheap processor. It's an AMD something multi-core because streaming. That's the main reason I switched to AMD, because it just makes streaming so much easier.
Right.
But yeah, no. Back to what I was thinking of.
I'm definitely of the old school. How many programmers does it take to change a light bulb?
I don't know how many.
None. It's a hardware problem.
Oh my god. You're right. I hate you, but you're right.
Well, I said something on my Facebook either today or yesterday in a trans based private page. They were talking about, joking around about stereotypes and whatever. And I said, well, the four major ones. And they're like, no, what? Because they're, a lot of them are younger ones. And I said, okay, first of all, you have to have knee-high socks. Secondly, you have to love pickles. Okay. Third, you have to love anime or some sort of animation. Okay. And fourth, you have to know how to program.
Okay, so I've got 2.5 of those. Is that why I'm non-binary technically? So
Sure. Sure.
I'm not a huge fan of pickles, and I only kind of, sort of, not really know how to program.
I will drink pickle juice right out of the jar. I do not care.
Oh,
Although I prefer it
it's
cold.
too
but
sour.
that's the whole point. I
No,
love pickles.
it's too much sourness.
My mom used to buy me jars of pickles just for me. So
And when what I try to do, I try to save it. Prim says dill tastes terrible. That's okay. You're entitled to your opinion, incorrect though it may be. So what
Don't
I
worry,
will do
Prim.
is,
It's a correct opinion. Don't worry about that.
yeah. Anyway, barring comments from the peanut gallery, what I will do is I try to save the pickle juice. I try not to drink it until it gets down to like the last pickle in a jar. And then I will, because I get a big jar. I'm like, a 1.5 gallon jar of pickles. And then I will boil a dozen eggs, shell them, and throw them in the pickle juice in the fridge for 2 weeks and make pickled eggs. Oh my God, they're so good.
Oh, that's.
we're gonna.
I appreciate the talent of that and the smart ideas.
We're gonna
The
try.
problem-
We're gonna try and do a controversy like that other trans show where there's a male discussion all the time.
Where there's a what?
A mayo discussion where the mayo is gross or not.
Oh. Yeah, pickles
the
all the time.
problem with dill pickles is that if you eat a whole big jar of them, it smells like something crawled inside you and died.
Wait till you try pickled eggs. It doesn't smell like that coming in. Going out, however, yeah. That's why I'm glad I live by myself. I can eat all the pickled eggs I want. I don't have mice in my apartment anymore. Mice come through the little holes and they're like, holy fuck, what the fuck is that shit? Somebody's eating fucking pickled eggs. We're not gonna stay here.
But
I'll be
back
right
to
I gotta get coffee.
back. Oh, okay. I was gonna say back to LGBTQ gaming, but like,
Hey, I actually put dill relish in my ramen, so
Yeah.
Okay. That is one of my questions that I thought about this subject was that I looked back on, for instance, my experience with SOCOM and so on, and I was like, really, it seems to me that online gaming is an environment where people can be accepting of LGBTQ and trans people with a very low, emotional threat level. There's very little cost or consequence and so on.
That was the case. That maybe was the case in the very start, but that definitely stopped being the case around early 2000s. The Halo and shooter game rush start to bring in a lot of toxic elements to various. So it depends on the game, because MMOs I feel like are less likely to be toxic in my opinion than shooters.
I tend to agree from what I've seen, especially for example with Final Fantasy 14. There's a huge element of queer community there.
Yes, I've been on trans Twitter for a while now, and if there aren't tons of little snippets of talk about Final Fantasy 14, just all over there.
I'm also on their Facebook page and whatever too, and I see it all the time.
Well, back when Perfict and I were youngins, girls did games as much as guys did until like it started being advertised more towards boys. And you got the toxic element because, okay, I'm macho, I must game. Because they tried to make it a macho thing. And then they kept machoing up the game. Yeah. I think Grand Theft Auto was the turning point for real. But I mean, in the online games, or not the online, you know what I mean.
Right.
And it just, it's, I don't, even though it's a mobile games can be hard too. Just have to use your fingers a lot, and I'm good at it.
Yeah, we've had this conversation with a cishet friend of mine who pointed out that mobile games can be games too.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Sorry.
Well, we were talking about the toxicity and the misogyny, which harkened me back to I recall I've been playing Repels for about a month. This is quite a few years ago. I've been playing Repels for about a month. Well, one of the free mounts that you get in the game basically kind of looks like a large cassowary, but with a slightly different head. Okay. And it's got the saddle, whatever you're sitting there, and it's got the saddle horn and the saddle, almost like a regular horse, right? And so one day I'm, playing around, parting around, whatever, and my character's standing still. It's a 3D game. And I had switched armor to a better armor, and I zoomed in to see it. And then I realized that my character, because the mount, when it's standing there, just moves slightly, it looks like she's masturbating the saddle horn. And I was like, wait, what? So then a few years later, it wasn't the only reason I got rid of the game, but one of them. A few years later, I don't know if any of you all have heard of the game Scarlet Blade.
No.
I might have heard that term in passing, but I have no connection to it. So
okay, I loved the game for two reasons, and then hated it for another. I loved the game first of all because it was the first game I'd ever seen, science fiction game where a whip was a weapon. It was like a scaled whip almost in a way, which was kind of cool. It had a great storyline. However, the game was clearly made for adolescent boys from like 12 to 14. And there were every single, because one of the reasons I started the game to begin with was all the characters except one were female. It was gender locked, and all the characters were female. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I can play as a woman in the game, cool. And then I realized, just as I got into the game, it just got worse and worse and worse. with it was just bad, and eventually I ended up, just getting rid of it. It was just bad. I think there's, I don't want to say subset is the right word. I think that there's like there's like a division, and in the one area of a lot of games nowadays, not just MMORPGs, but mobile games and whatever, you have a queer accepting set of people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then you have the kind of general population, almost in a way, which is they don't really care. They're just there to game. And then you have the toxic, using slurs in world chat, et cetera, type of gamer. Even in Elder Scrolls Online and in Final Fantasy 14, I've seen it.
Yeah, no, it's there's going to be some of those people like in any game community, just the absolute worst, and some game communities have more of them than others. World of Warcraft classic. But like
Leroy Jenkins is a trans man, I swear it.
well, no, World of Warcraft Classic got public news on the server I was playing on, by the way, because someone held a sort of faux clan rally.
Oh, lovely. I wanna show you a still from my games here. My game, or the game I play a lot. Hold on, I'm gonna share screen, and one
I
of the
still have that option. I was going to change the options to make you share screen, but I already did that because we're trying to deal with technical issues.
one of the
Although I can't
one of the-
see your screen.
I haven't put it up yet.
Oh, okay.
One of the oddities of the game, and this is not what I'm going to show you, but one of the oddities of the game is that all the healers look like trans women. I think it's just an artistic thing that they went with. But let me.
I'm not sure that was their intention.
But yeah, but it's true. So this one, I want your opinion on this thing, or in this one, this hero.
Oh, Goblin Boy?
Wearing a bra.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Oh, I had not processed that.
I know nobody does. It goes through the game company calls everybody he, so even the ones that are in dresses. So that's a thing.
Okay.
But so you can't really
Yeah,
go.
so yeah, that's a character I don't. Well, I was gonna say that's a character I don't know. I don't know this game at all.
Well, that's fine, but it's one of those. That's she. That's most definitely she.
Possibly, or they, or something.
Well, yeah. That cape could be a dysphoria hoodie.
But no, it's also interesting because you have so I'm a League of Legends fan, and I know there is so much toxicity in League of Legends community, but at the same time, Arcane is a show based on League of Legends lore, and it makes me think that there was a lot of and there's a lot of hints to that stuff that have always been in the game, which makes me think a lot of LGBTQ creators worked on the lore of League of Legends, because if you, I don't know if everyone here has seen Arcane or if it's just me.
I haven't.
haven't.
Perfict and Christy?
No, I have not.
Okay.
So it's just you.
Okay. So it's just me. But there are two girls who have a romance story which is written, it follows the traditional romance tropes, except it's two women.
Cool.
It's done really well, and yeah, they don't end up together at the end, but like the creators say that no, they definitely end up together. Well, effectively, without saying they end up together, say they end up together. Like the character's death or the if the character gets killed by an enemy in game, one of the characters, they're like, tell the other person. See, this is why I'm like, I don't want to spoil anything. Tell this the other person.
B.
Yeah,
A and B.
yeah. Tell V and then it's just like ends, and it's just like, yeah, no, they're definitely a couple in game, but also one of the other characters calls them girlfriends, and there's a line of like, "What about us?" in the the show, along with a lot of cheek stroking.
My current obsession, because that's how I play video games. Like I said, I have 3,600 hours in ESO. My current obsession is Secret World Legends, and I'm going to share screen in a second here. This is basically kind of sort of what my character looks like, with the exception of she doesn't have pink hair. The image does. My character has blonde hair. If you take kind of a post-apocalyptic, but it's not quite. I mean, some places still have power and stuff around the world, and then you add Lovecraftian creatures to it. And in the town that I start in is Kingsport, Maine, and so there's a street called Lovecraft, and there's a guy called Wilbur Whately and whatever. Yeah, so it's all sorts of Lovecraftian stuff. So let me see here. This is what my character looks like, roughly.
Okay.
Except she has. So I'll stop the share on it. Except I don't use an AK-47 or a shotgun, because while it does do more damage individually, it's a lot slower. And I have twin pistols, and they do a lot more damage and a lot quicker because of the fire rate. So, but yeah, I actually have, when I got back into the game, because I quit playing it like a decade ago, I kept seeing online, oh, there's no player base and there's hardly anybody there and whatever. And I see 20 to 30 people every time I go in, at least to this town anyway. But you can start in Maine, you can start in London, you can start wherever. So yeah, I really like the game. I'm really getting into it.
Yeah, and just to bring it slightly more back to the community aspect, like I said, yes, I have seen tons of really toxic League player chat. But then again, I've also seen in chat where people in chat have been like, do you want to take this to the next level and maybe hold hands or whatnot? Is line stuff written in chat in League that I've seen before too. And I'm like, that's just cute stuff, and like you don't expect that stuff because of the loud and toxic elements of the community, which are loud and toxic.
I didn't understand this. I just put the phrase in the Google and looked it up. The Secret World features queer characters within each of the major areas within the game. Moose is a biker who resides in the first area, and he is attracted to Andy, a police officer. There are a pair of gay archaeologists in the Egypt area, and the player sexual Braga brothers who flirt with the player character in the Transylvania area. There are a number of other minor characters with diverse sexualities and gender identities as part of their stories, including Zaha, who is a lesbian, and Kauru, who is transgender.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where I think it's happening to some degree with artistic projects in general, but like people have found their niches where certain games are safer than others.
Mm-hmm.
I think DDO is going to rank as really, really safe, because as far as the toxic chat and things like that, I'm really not having a big experience with it. And
Huh.
I've been in a couple guilds, and in the guild that I am in, I've got more than 40 characters. Okay, so
Holy crap! You're as bad as I am.
yeah, it's a problem.
I did not know that about DDO. Cool.
Wait, did you say DDO or BDO?
DDO,
DDO.
BDO, yeah.
Dungeons
okay.
and Dragons Online.
Yeah, Dungeons
Yep.
and Dragons Online, the game that I haven't played in forever. I used to play that for a bit. I was mixing up games. I keep mixing up games because there's Dungeons and Dragons Online. There's the Dungeons and Dragons. There's the Dungeons and Dragons Online that came out years and years ago. That takes place in Eberron. And that's what I think of. That's DDO, right?
Right.
Yep.
Okay, and then there's the other Dungeons and Dragons game, which is 4th edition or 5th edition. I can't remember which. The more recent Dungeons and Dragons Online game, which takes place in Faerun, probably.
Oh, that's it. Okay,
Whatever.
there's another.
There's
but
two Dungeons and Dragons games that I'm aware of that are online, and then there's the third thing, my brain went to, which was one of the Baldur's Gate games, because you could play that online.
Huh. I didn't know that.
I think it was Baldur's Gate 2.
God, that takes me way back.
Yeah, I once played in a roleplay server for like 8 hours, and then gave myself a headache because I was playing the character and trying to get in the mindset of the character for like 8 hours.
Right.
That was forever ago. But there were so many mods. The Quest for Camelot mod. Sorry, I was
Camelot. It's only a model.
Yeah, no. It was there was a mod for that I found online for like Baldur's Gate 2, which recreates the Sierra Quest for Camelot. No, is it Quest for Camelot? Something like that. It's a Camelot game that was made by Sierra, where you had to do a bunch of stuff correctly, and there were Widdershins, and there was, so many old games.
I remember a mod for Diablo 2, I believe it was. Middle Earth mod where they changed Cain, stay a while and listen, to Gandalf. And, a lot of the monsters were, from Middle Earth and whatever. From what I've seen, the most queer-friendly game to me, currently, from what I've seen, I haven't played it in forever. I did have an account at one time, was Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
But, that's one of the things I like about Googly, is that I can go in there and look and check out, if there are any guilds ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? At least to have that presence online, which is kind of nice. That's how I found out about the Secret World stuff, because I didn't know that there were queer characters in the game itself, which is awesome.
I didn't know that either. I can't. There are so many MMOs. Look, I have a soft spot for Black Desert Online because it's the prettiest.
I thought about that one. I have not actually played it. I thought about, getting it on Steam and trying it.
I don't pay attention to chat at all in that game. So I have no idea how bad it is. I'm just like, what chat? I don't care about that. I just want to go around the pretty landscape and
Oh yeah. And like Prim said, Neverwinter Nights. I played that.
That was the one I was trying to think of. Neverwinter Nights, because that's also D&D.
Yeah, at least five or more years ago, I had an account and played Neverwinter Nights for a while. And then I don't know if I just lost interest or whatever. I was playing. something else at the time. And so I didn't delete the account. I just haven't played it since.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my computer hiccuped there for a second, and I was just there was a problem on my end apparently for technical stuff for a second there, but yeah, no, I got that. Yeah. No, I did not play much Neverwinter Nights because I couldn't get into it.
Prem says they
what
killed
me too.
support on Neverwinter Nights.
Oh,
Yeah, something like that.
Huh. And the subsequent games sucked. Yeah, I love 7 Core. It was the first game that I ever played. This is about a decade ago. That was, excuse me, both had elements of both fantasy and science fiction in it. Like one of the standard mounts that you did not have to pay for was a flying hover cycle, and then every character had 2 mini weapons, whatever it was, whether it was daggers or swords or whatever. Okay, and then a BFG or big, one big weapon. So, and I love ranged characters, and in this particular case, it just the whole thing with the bow and a ranged character in MMORPG just got to be old for me. It was the first one I ever played where my twin weapons were Uzis, and then the single weapon was a BFG railgun. And I loved that game. And eventually it went bust because there wasn't enough of a player base and whatever. And they tried making it pay to win, and that just kind of killed it. So
yeah, that usually, I mean, at some point that usually. Well, no, never mind. I take that back. That doesn't always kill it.
yeah, it depends upon the game. Like WoW is still going.
Well, yeah,
I don't know
although
if WoW is pay to win.
WoW is less than pay to the win and more like they got away with the subscription model
Right.
or
Right.
whatnot for the most part.
That's one of the things I liked about ESO was that you could play the game in its entirety with, I believe, all of the end game content and be completely free. Of course, you had DLCs and stuff, but be completely free. Or you could do ESO Plus, which I think was like $13 a month, and have continual access to all the DLCs. As long as you kept that plus up.
Yeah, that's a bit how similar to I think how WoW originally started. I didn't play WoW when it started. I know a friend of mine played
That was in the early 2000s?
yeah, a friend of mine played professionally in the early 2000s.
Oh, cool.
For a little bit, but like it's one of those things where once you reach a certain level, you like can't get away. Depending on the game, you can't get away with being toxic. Like if you look at top level League of Legends players, they usually seem like they're pretty chill. They're pretty chill people, but like you have a huge toxic lower level that's just like, oh, just get better. Just get better. That's not how you get better at anything.
Right.
Like
just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. I was looking for. I don't know why I can't find pictures of my characters in Black Desert Online. But Black Desert Online is ridiculous.
While you're looking for that, Christy,
Yes.
what's your favorite mobile game to play?
Well, I mean, I play Mario Kart Tour with stupid abandon, but Empires and Puzzles is the one where I have a lot of interaction with people. And yeah, I've been playing it for a couple of years now.
Cool.
I'm in the top 5% of several million players.
There is, I put on a phone like 2 years ago, and I think the game is still going. It's a mobile game, although you can get it now for the PC, I think. But what is it called? It's called 3D Adventure Quest or something like that.
Mhm.
And it's actually 3D. I mean, the camera's kind of limited in scope, as far as how far back you can pull or whatever. But when you're playing it, everything is controlled by your two thumb buttons, I guess you could call it. And the left one controls movement of the character and the camera at the same time, and then the right one controls your different attacks and stuff, attacks and defenses and stuff. And it's not quite 3D, but it's definitely more closer than 2.5 isometric. And I think it's called 3D Adventure Quest or 3D Adventure World or something like that.
Something like that. I remember seeing an ad for it.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool game.
I'm probably moved up in rank because they don't support Russia now. You can't download or get support in Russia right now. And there's a huge contingent of Russian players. Actually, yeah, when we
Well, we're past the watershed. We can sneak some politics in.
Wait. First, let me show you for a second.
Sure.
I can't find the Black Desert Online thing, but and everyone's at two places at once.
That's badass.
No, this is
That
my
is.
Death Knight from when I used to play World of Warcraft. I haven't played that in like a couple months at least.
We care.
Okay, I really gotta show you something because it's a thing. When I said all the healers look like trans women.
You said you'll be what, like trans woman?
All the healers.
Healers, okay.
Yeah, there we go. It'll just take me a second because there's only a couple places I can get the one that'll screen up. There we go.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Share and that and share. I'm not kidding. Am I wrong?
Professor Leidenbrock?
Yeah, from the Jules Verne stories. But am I wrong? Trans woman.
Definitely could be.
Possibility.
It can definitely be headcanon. There's not a problem with that either way.
Oh, the one that looks like me is a different healer.
Okay, I found a workaround, although it's just the faces.
What just happened here?
What? What just happened where?
My face.
It didn't happen here.
I've got no idea.
I think my camera switched.
Something like flickered back and forth for half a second.
Well, if anybody does want to try out DDO, just join the Galanda world and look up Perfict. Be careful with the spelling. Make sure you misspell it appropriately. And
It might be interesting to try that again because I'm retired now. I retired April 23rd. That's my last day. Although I may go back to work for a few days here and there. They keep asking me every time I go in. I used to work at Wally World, and they keep asking me because they need people, and B, I'm bored out of my mind sometimes. So I may go back to work for a couple of days. But I'm limited with Social Security. I'm limited in how much I can work anyway. So
yeah, that was I drove social because Social Security only lets you do
Okay.
right.
940. I drove until I got carjacked.
Ugh,
Okay.
fuck all of that.
Here is my attempt. I know I'm showing you everyone yourself, but here's one of my characters in Black Desert Online. The face.
Nice.
I can only show the
Nice.
face.
Right.
Like, because there's so many options in terms of faces. Like, this chick, she's like as tall as you can possibly be for a character.
Okay.
That's the thing, there's like varying heights. She's cool. It's just, there's so many different options in terms of looks, depending on the character, and like different heights, and you can have different eye things. I think
Oh, that one's kind of cool.
this there's like a heart in this person's eye. It's just like all sorts of ridiculous options. I think this person's got those kinds of like
Wow.
it's just
I like that one. I like that one that you just showed.
oh yeah. And then I like this one in terms of look too. It's just
I mean,
this
they all look
is-
good, but
Yeah, no, that's the thing. And I'm sure everyone can see the Morgana background from League of Legends. Morgana's not my main. I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a thing of too many options where you get a profusion of options and people tend not to choose them at all.
Yeah.
right, you
Oh,
kind of
there's a-
almost the
Flavor
backlash in a
of
way.
ice cream, and they're always looking at, do I want the banana brickle or whatever? But if you give them 32 options on ice cream, they go, give me chocolate.
So,
Right.
Choice paralysis, it's called.
yeah,
That's it.
Amongst other things. It's a few other names for it, but choice paralysis.
EC in chat. So is there anything recommended for noob gamers looking for less toxic communities? It's
All
a good
right.
question.
Now I play on a regular basis for online stuff. I play Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Mhm.
I think that's a little bit. I think MMORPGs in general tend to be less toxic. My opinion and my experiences, but tend to be less toxic. And I think the two biggies for me would be Star Wars: The Old Republic and Final Fantasy 14.
And I'm told that Star Trek is not very good, but it's very queer friendly.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember. I think it was Perrin who told me once that he didn't care for the let's see, how's it go? Final Fantasy 14, he didn't like the mechanics, but he liked the story. And Star Wars, he liked the mechanics, but he didn't like the story. So if they could combine the two. Phoenix says that we talk about the blatant toxic masculinity both in the people playing of the game and the bro culture within the game makers and game company developers.
Yes.
Anyway,
There is so much. I was just about to read that too. Yeah, there is so much. I mean, there's the suit against Activision Blizzard that's still going
Oh my
on.
God.
That's all throughout the company. That was the problem. There's the Ubisoft has the same problems as Blizzard is getting in legal trouble for, but just is getting away with it. Ubisoft is getting away with it better than Activision Blizzard. Ubisoft is just as rape apologetic as from the top down as Activision Blizzard. Riot Games, which does League of Legends, which I just mentioned some good stuff about. I know they've got about as toxic community as several other of game developers. Like just most game, like you have to go to indie stuff to find non-toxic.
okay, and here's what I
companies.
get.
Was it Ubisoft where it was the lead guy and he's just like totally freaking clueless about what people are angry about and what the suit is about?
I think that was Blizzard.
That was
Yeah.
Blizzard? Okay.
I believe so.
Well, Blizzard was a fake apology, and then
Right, that too. Yeah.
and
Oh my-
a bunch of there's so much stuff that Activision Blizzard did wrong. That's part of the reason why I don't play World
Okay.
of Warcraft anymore. I'm like,
Parents
I
says,
stream stuff. I can't stream this.
Perrin says, because he and I were talking about it a while back. It was Lost Ark that he mentioned in Final Fantasy 14. Lost Ark, he loved the combat. Story sucked. Final Fantasy 14, the story is amazing. The combat sucks. Yeah, there's unfortunately there's I don't want to say that it's rife in every single section of every single game, but the toxicity is, and it's turned a lot of people up. And see, here's what I don't get. Okay, let's say you have game A. It doesn't matter what the game is, and it doesn't really matter the genre. But let's just use one of the more, in my opinion, more queer-friendly genres is MMORPGs. Okay, let's say you have a game and you make the game and everything's fine, cool, and dandy. And then you get a reputation, whether it's from the company itself or whether from the player base, okay, of toxicity. People are not going to get that game. The queer people, people of color, et cetera, are not going to get that game because of that. Okay, so if nothing else, you're going to lose that money. Why would you not try to at least broaden your player base, and especially if whether it's subscription like World of Warcraft or whatever, or whether it's most games nowadays are free. Well, not the majority, but a lot of games nowadays are free with a cash shop. Okay, why don't you have that where people are going to want to come in and spend real money on that game, whether it's EVE Online or Final Fantasy 14 or Secret World or whatever. I just don't get that game, the business model where okay, we're going to focus on the more bigoted percentage of the population and screw everybody else and lose that money, if nothing else, in capitalism, because we can get started on that too, because I'm not a fan of that. But lose that money, it just boggles my mind that they do that.
Well, so it's partially short-term thinking and partially just the fact that a lot of these people are privileged bros, privileged toxic masculine bros, and it's one of those things where the game companies got along with each other because they understood each other. It's sort of like how Trump got along with Putin. Right. It's a similar thing. A lot of the heads of companies, like I think the Activision Blizzard suit was also looking into, or no, the Blizzard suit was looking into Activision stuff as well. No, I feel like it was crossing over into other companies. The Activision Blizzard suit a little bit.
Phoenix in the chat says women developers are being shut out of being hired, plus the sexual assault is out of control. True.
Yes.
And Prem also said, and this is like a subset or maybe a symptom, I guess would be a better way to put it. Prem says, step one, do not base armor on a Fredericks of Hollywood garment. There is a great, it's been around for years, there was a great college humor skit people should look up called, just put in to YouTube, put in college humor, female armor. That's all you need. Those 4 words, and it just blatantly shows that, and it's got a great ending too. It's funny as shit. Okay, but it just blatantly shows that, Viva Dirt League has a lot of short videos, so with that kind of bent in mind as well. Yeah. Gamergate. Emily posted a Gamergate aftermath. I'll have to look at that definitely too.
Yeah.
I wish. I like I said, I just don't get it. I just don't get, like you said, with the toxicity and the kind of the bro culture and whatever, you've got that fucking guy and Putin,
Yeah.
It's you made me look up Small Giant Games, who does the Empires and Puzzles, and apparently their corporate culture is quite good. And they want to keep it that way. They're in Helsinki, so that may have something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, there are companies with good culture. I can't think of them because they're smaller.
Right. Unfortunately,
because a lot of the big ones have a negative culture, and part of it's also because they could get away with it. Like, why fix it if they don't see there as something to be needing to be changed. Like, these people have been running, like, Bobby Kotick has probably been running Activision for, what, 20 plus years? I don't know how long Bobby Kotick, I don't know when he was hired, but yeah.
And Phoenix says, can I also make the point that a lot of these character designs show images of prepubescent, rented tongue and rented lips, they form words, prepubescent girls that are skinny with big boobs and paint Asian girl characters in impossible body standards? Absolutely. The racism involved in that is just, and it's not even, it's almost in a lot of games like you have to ignore that in order to play the game at all. There's a lot of
depending on the game. Like, that's why it's funny because there's something that's done in the Dark Souls, because I don't think they changed the body much from the male default in the Dark Souls body types, even though you can choose between man and woman in Dark Souls, but like, I don't think they changed that much, and all the armor still the same, basically the same. Like, if you if I put on plate armor in Dark Souls, and I have a character, whatever, she's going to be covered in plate armor, like plate armor that was largely designed for men. Plate armor.
At least the looks anyway, because if you have for practical reasons, and from what I've seen, because I've done a lot of LARPing over the years, from what I've seen, if you have armor that has for women that has a
That's boobies.
I'm not sure but I'm not sure if the word I want is differentiation, but you have the cleavage valley, okay? That's a sword catcher, okay? That's going to create more damage for that individual because of that. But Phoenix also says these body standards cause Asian girls and women to have eating disorders, and it feeds incels this image the Asian women are like this. Yeah, when you had remember not too long ago when we had the shootings of Vietnamese women, and it was, in a way, as it always is, blamed on the women.
Christy was going to say something a while ago.
Sorry.
It's one of those. If you pick a lot of the things I like about the game, the character designs I am very fond of, and the lack of some of the male and female rogues are both kind of almost naked, which is what I showed you, Zagrod. But hold on. My favorite character. So, no bikini armor.
Good.
And yes, the website calls her he as well. It's a translation error, I'm thinking.
Well, it's probably something equivalent to they, but like they went he for the translation because
because reasons.
But yeah, that's not exactly skimpy armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Boris Vallejo kind of set the tone. You're not going to be able to get rid of bikini armor. The thing is, I just want in the fantasy role-playing game, I want the option of not having bikini armor, and or as well as they do the same thing for men. Basically, okay, really cool torn T-shirt, fine, but can I just get armor that is real armor? That looks like real armor.
To put it forth again, the College Humor Armor skit. Yep, there you go. But to put it forth again, with Elder Scrolls Online, all of my characters are as the kids, because I'm a boomer. The kids nowadays would say thick. All of my characters have quote unquote fat arms, fat bellies, fat thighs, fat waists, and I intentionally make them that way. And the first guild I played in, which is a queer friendly guild, by the way, okay, first guild I played in, I got accepted in the guild, fine, cool, dandy, and there was like a little guild party or whatever. So I showed up, and before I even said anything, because I usually go by Granny on a lot of these games and whatever, okay, one person's like, "You look like my grandma." Okay, well, except for, the armor or whatever. Okay, "You look like my grandma." And so from that point on, I was just, my nickname in the whole guild was Granny, because in ESO, you can do that. Your character and also you can make these skinny, size 0, with double Ds, whatever, if you want to, but it just never appealed to me. And so I've made 4 characters in that game. All 4 characters are N-level characters because I've been playing it for 3,600 hours. But they are all, I made them as wide as I could, intentionally so. And I love that game.
Yeah.
I should post.
Yeah.
The healers tend to be
A
like
little
wide.
bit more about the body image thing. Yeah. No.
Remember 9:30
Just.
we gotta wrap up.
What?
Remember 9:30 we got to wrap up.
Oh. Yeah. I suppose we should be wrapping up. Okay. One thing. I suppose I've been I've been losing track of time a lot today, apparently. But I think with a lot of incel communities are based around a lot of elements of I know I said toxic masculinity a lot, but part of my brain wants to go back to the limiting version of masculinity, because it is incredibly limiting and it works against men and women, but especially women, but everyone. Toxic masculinity is bad for everyone, and a lot of the incel communities are just, they of course they have unrealistic beauty standards because
reasons.
Yeah, because all the reasons. Apparently, I should have slept more. So, with that,
well, and I should have left the gremlins at home.
Well, we'll have to
let's start wrapping up. I didn't even properly answer that, or it wasn't even a question. It was a statement, and I didn't properly deal with that. It's late. It's been a long week.
I know your plans don't include me, but here we are.
The day ended in a Y, so therefore.
So, first, if you enjoyed the show, like, comment, and subscribe. Leave it. Send some Twitter algorithm love over to us.
This is not your first day on YouTube. You know what to do. We're trying to do the hurried version here.
Perfect. Where can people find you?
They can find me here or on Discord. That'll do.
On the Rumpus Room and Fluid Voice Discord, which I don't think I have the proper Rumpus Room.
If I'm not there, ping me.
Yeah, and I need to fix the Discord links in episodes. Christy, where can people find you? And is there anything you're working on?
Yes, I'm working on the first Star Trek video. And second technically. You can find me at Christy Abbey on YouTube. On Twitter, Christy L Abbey, one word. At Christy L Abbey. Christy L, not Christy L. And if you're on Empires and Puzzles, I'm Stephanie Brown at Gate Cove.
Okay. And to our lovely guest, you can go and spread the love of your existence, where people can find you.
Okay. Well, first of all, as you can see in the chat, the Green Room with Aaron Green is where I do my interview shows. It's focused on LGBTQ issues mostly. On Twitter, I am Funky Gamez with an underscore and a Z at the end. Twitch, I'm also Funky Gamez. And then I do digital art, and I am also on Amazon because I write and sell books in a multitude of genres as Aaron Green with an E on the end.
Yep. We lose near this
Yeah,
time.
we lost Perfict. And I am Ozma In The Dark. You can find me at Ozma In The Dark on Twitch, Instagram, technically Twitter. You can find me, but I'm not doing much on Twitter as Ozma In The Dark. I'm doing more as Talking to Nothing. Technically, I have a TikTok with like 2 things. The place you're going to find me most is on Twitch, on Monday to Wednesday at 2 p.m. and maybe occasionally on One-Handed mostly. I might be playing League with him occasionally on Sundays in the morning, but and I might be able to set something up with Rico Rants. Soon, and having a conversation with them. And that was I think I started to end the thing too quickly.
Well, and I think we also got kind of messed up because, it took so long with technical issues and the gremlins and whatever, they need to stay at home.
The
They need to
internet
stay at home.
gremlins. The dreaded internet gremlins.
Absolutely. We got moved. That's an old internet term.
Oh, I don't know that one. I remember
MOOF.
Yeah, I remember, and I played the text equivalent of MMOs. Burning Mud. I used to play Burning Mud. Anyways, sorry. To everyone,
thank you for coming.
Your voice matters, your life matters, and you matter. The one thing I can get right now, apparently.
Got it. All right.
Bye,
Spread love.
everybody.
Have a great night.
Good night.
Perfict also probably says goodbye.
All right. I go away. I have to go to the bathroom really bad.
Okay.
All right. Bye.